Hey guys, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Now, guys, this whole Declan Rice transfer saga, I feel like I've painted a picture with different facets. I want to share that with you. I've kind of broken it down to 4 different parts. Look, the whole news about Mendy and the new goalkeeper, that's done and dusted. Fabrizio Romano has said plenty of times that it's just the official announcement that we're waiting on, and the very next thing that we're working on is Declan Rice. But before I get into the whole 4 parts and my analysis around it, please guys, if you're here for the first time, subscribe, smash the like button as it helps out the video a lot, and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. So look, now that we've got rid of that, let's get straight into this 4 parts analysis that I have for this whole Declan Rice transfer saga. Part 1, the player, Declan Rice. Guys, there is absolutely no secret that this player wants to join Chelsea for many, many different reasons. He left, he was, sold at the age of 14, or let go of at the age of 14 when he was part of the Chelsea Academy. And then he went to West Ham. And this is a perfect opportunity for him to come back and really, show Chelsea that they really shouldn't have let him go. I suppose that's that burning desire inside him. And then, he wants to play for a top club like Chelsea, Champions League football. We're going to be fighting for the title in the upcoming seasons. And he wants to win some championships. He wants to win titles. He doesn't want to be in West Ham and fight for relegation season after season. And now that he's featuring in England as well, he wants to really play in the top echelons of world football. So from a player's perspective, and we've seen it in social media from Declan Rice several times, that how much he loves and enjoys being in and around Chelsea players, like for example Mason Mount, his best friend, John Terry, Didier Drogba in the holidays. He truly loves Chelsea a lot. It's in his blood. He wants to come back. So that's part 1 of this story, which is the player wants this move badly. Now, part 2, West Ham, his club. West Ham are in a situation, financial situation, they're in a mess. As a club, they're in a mess. They've just had a pretty bad defeat against Newcastle in the first match week. And really this season is panning out to be something that's going to be a total struggle for them. They could be a team that could be, battling for relegation here. So, financially, as I said, the COVID situation really hurt them. So they don't want to necessarily sell Declan Rice. They've said it many times that they don't want to sell Declan Rice. And Fabrizio Romano has actually said it in Alex Goldberg's latest podcast that there has actually been no bid so far in regards to Declan Rice from Chelsea. So they don't want to sell him, but at the same time, they're putting a price on him that if you give me 80 million euros, then you can have your man, because they can then go out and buy and rebuild with that money. So potentially, they're open for discussion in selling Declan Rice, but for the right price. So the whole issue about the price, we'll get to it, whether we need to do this or not, that's a different story. But West Ham 100% will be, somewhat enticed if the price is right. They don't want to let go, obviously, as I said, he's the club captain and whatnot, but they do have financial issues that they could solve with Declan Rice's money. So that's part 2. Part 3, the whole situation in Chelsea hierarchy. And this is where the politics kicks in, right? And I've heard this from many top journalists already so far. Some parts of Chelsea's board, they're reluctant to buy Declan Rice because they've let him go when he was 14. So they don't want to now pay X amount of money, especially 80 million euros, to get him back. It's like a massive slap on their face that they've let someone go and they're buying them back for astronomical figures. So this is a bit of a, ego factor in certain parts of this board that, hey, wait a minute, some are even going so much into it that, there's reports saying that they don't believe Declan Rice has solved his his technical deficiencies, the reason why he was let go of. So this is an internal battle inside Chelsea that is posing a bit of a problem. And one thing that I suppose people like Frank Lampard, Peter Cech need to sort of overcome and try and convince. So this is part 3, that there's political issues inside Chelsea that's stopping, that don't want Declan Rice to happen. Part 4 and the final part in this whole transfer saga, and I feel like this is probably as important as the first part, which is Declan Rice wanting to come to Chelsea. So the final part is Frank Lampard absolutely wants this player. Just the way Frank Lampard wanted Chilwell, just the way he's targeted Ziyech and Werner and so on and so forth, especially the Chilwell case. He truly wanted Chilwell. That was his first pick. Similarly, Declan Rice is his first pick in the defensive midfield role. He's out in the market and he said it, that he wants a defensive midfielder in this transfer window because of the style that he's playing. He truly doesn't want to play all the time with a double pivot with Kante and Jorginho. Then you have Kovacic as well. He wants to play with that lone DM essentially and have attacking aids that can do the defensive job as well. And he also pictures versatility. Someone like Declan Rice can not only play in the lone DM but also help out in centre back. Frank truly believes he can make a big centre back out of Declan Rice, and he loves the leadership quality of Declan Rice already in West Ham. And it's been rumoured and it's been talked about a lot, and many journalists have written already that that's one facet of Declan Rice that Frank likes a lot, that leadership, that communication that he feels this current Chelsea team lacks. So this is a major point in this 4 parts, that Frank wants him a lot. And when Frank wants him, I think essentially the club will do everything possible to make this happen. Fabrizio Romano has said, as I said in the Alex Goldberg's podcast, that as soon as Mendy is announced, Chelsea will place a bid. They will place a bid. It may not be the 80 million astronomical figure that West Ham's asking for, but they will place a bid because the player, Declan Rice, wants out from West Ham. So it makes that negotiation a little bit interesting, because at the end of the day, West Ham has to respect the fact that the player is asking, will come out and say, look, I've got a team like Chelsea who's put in a bid. I want to go to them. They've got ambitions, so on and so forth. I've got ambitions to win the league. And when it comes to that situation, more or less, a club needs to respect that player's ambition. So, and then we've also talked about, there's been rumours that, Ross Barkley with a swap deal. We've even recently heard about Emerson going the other way as well. So we can sweeten this deal with money and players, because we need some of these players. We've got too many players at the moment and we need some to get out. So overall, guys, this deal I still feel can happen. I know in recent times there's been a lot of top journalists that have come out and said that this deal to happen in this window could be very difficult. But when you look at these 4 parts, the 2 major parts here, which is Declan Rice and Frank Lampard, truly wanting this deal to happen, I think this will come to a bit of a resolution. I don't understand how you can, the club hierarchies in Chelsea have that egotistic sort of view, and also West Ham compromising, I suppose, with some player swaps and some cash. At the end of the day, when you have the player of Declan Rice and you have the manager of Chelsea Football Club wanting this deal to happen, it's just bound to happen. And I've now expressed as to why both of these individuals want this to happen, in terms of Frank wanting a DM, in terms of Declan Rice wanting to win titles. So guys, this saga, this is pretty much in a nutshell, the 4 different moving parts. I don't think we're going to get him for that 80 million. I think we will end up getting him somewhere around the 50 million, maybe with a player as well. But yeah, guys, watch this space. Let me know what your thoughts are about all of this. Do you think Declan Rice will happen? If Declan Rice doesn't happen, do you think there is a plan B? I don't think so far, when you look at the history of all the transfers we've done so far in this window, we've gone for plan A. So I don't know how we all of a sudden go into plan B. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Will this deal happen in this window? Do you want this to happen? And yeah, as I said earlier in the video, smash the like button, guys. Subscribe. Help me get to the 2,000 subscribers mark, and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.